Most people wait until they have thousands of dollars saved up before they even think about investing. That's exactly the wrong move, because the person who invests their first $100 today will always beat the person who waits for the perfect amount to start. Here's exactly what to do with that first $100, step by step, the smart way. This video is for general education only, not personalized financial advice. Every investment carries risk, and you should always do your own research or talk to a licensed financial advisor before making investment decisions. Now, let's get into it. A lot of people assume investing is only for people with a lot of money, that $100 is basically too small to matter. That thinking is completely backwards. Your first $100 isn't really about the money itself. It's about building the habit, the account, and the confidence that will carry you through decades of investing. Nobody runs a marathon by starting with a 26-mile run. They start with a single mile and build from there. Investing works the same way. The goal of your first $100 isn't to get rich. It's to get started, learn the mechanics, and remove the fear that stops most people from ever investing at all. 2 quick checks first. If you're carrying credit card debt at 20% or higher interest, pay that down before investing. No stock market investment reliably returns 20% a year, so eliminating that debt is effectively a guaranteed return that beats almost anything else you could do with that $100. Second, have a small buffer, even just $200 to $500, so you're never forced to sell your investments in a panic the moment your car breaks down. You don't need 6 months of expenses saved before starting. That old myth stops too many people from ever beginning. Here's something almost nobody tells beginners. Which account you invest through often matters more than which specific investment you pick. If your employer offers a retirement match, start there first. That match is essentially free money, often an automatic 50 to 100% return the moment it's deposited. No other investment can match that. If there's no employer match, open a taxable brokerage account or an individual retirement account. Most major brokerages today let you open an account with no minimum deposit and no fees, meaning your first $100 goes entirely toward your investment. Look specifically for brokerages offering fractional shares. In the past, if a share cost $200, you needed $200 to buy just one. With fractional shares, your $100 buys a percentage of that share instead, so you're never blocked from investing in a great company just because you don't have enough for a full share. Option 1, and generally the smartest starting point, a low-cost broad market index fund, or ETF. This single investment owns tiny pieces of hundreds or thousands of companies at once, instantly giving you diversification that would otherwise take thousands of dollars to build on your own. You don't need to research individual companies or worry about one bad decision by a single CEO tanking your entire investment. Historically, these funds deliver solid long-term returns with very low fees. Option 2. Robo-advisor portfolios. If picking a specific fund feels intimidating, many brokerages offer automated investing, where you answer a few questions about your goals and risk tolerance, and the platform builds and manages a diversified portfolio for you. Option 3. Individual stocks with a word of caution. It's tempting to put your first $100 into a company you personally love, but for a true first $100, putting the entire amount into one company is far riskier than a diversified fund. For most beginners, start with a broad index fund as the foundation and add individual stocks later once you have a larger, more diversified base. Chasing hype instead of strategy. By the time something is trending everywhere, a lot of the easy gains have often already happened. A boring, diversified index fund rarely trends on social media, but it's usually the smarter long-term choice. Checking your portfolio every single day. With $100 invested, daily swings might move your account by $1 or $2. Meaningless long-term, but psychologically, it can tempt you to sell during a dip out of fear. Trying to time the market. Even professionals consistently fail at timing market bottoms. Time spent invested matters far more than perfectly timing your entry. Ignoring fees. High trading fees or fund expense ratios quietly eat into your returns every year, compounding into significant lost growth over decades. Always check a fund's expense ratio before investing. Investing money you'll need soon. If you'll need that $100 back within a year or two, the stock market isn't the right place for it, since markets can decline over shorter periods. Set up automatic recurring contributions, even small ones. Whether it's $20 a week or $50 a month, consistency matters more than the size of any single contribution. This strategy, called dollar cost averaging, means you buy at many different price points over time, smoothing out short-term swings. Reinvest dividends automatically so that money immediately buys more shares rather than sitting idle. Over years, this creates compounding, where your dividends generate their own future dividends. As your portfolio grows to a few $1,000s, gradually diversify further. International funds, bond funds for stability, or a small allocation to individually researched stocks. Check in monthly or quarterly rather than daily. Staying informed without falling into anxiety over normal market noise. Imagine investing that first $100, then adding $50 a month into a diversified index fund, assuming a long-term average annual return of around 8%. After 5 years, this would likely grow to roughly $3,700 to $4,000. After 10 years, roughly $9,000 to $9,800. After 20 years, roughly $27,000 to $30,000, with a significant portion coming from compound returns rather than your contributions alone. This shows why that first $100 matters far less as a dollar amount and far more as the starting point of a habit. Someone who starts today, even small, and stays consistent will generally end up ahead of someone who waits years for a better time to start with more money. A broad market index fund through a standard brokerage suits people who want a simple, low-effort, historically reliable strategy. A robo-advisor suits people who want their strategy handled automatically. An employer retirement match should almost always come first, since it's essentially guaranteed extra money. And a mix of a small individual stock position alongside a core index fund suits people who want some exposure to companies they believe in, while keeping the bulk properly diversified. Your first $100 won't make you rich by itself, and that was never the point. It removes the biggest barrier most people never get past, actually opening an account and making that first investment. The smart way to invest it isn't about finding a secret stock. It's about picking a low-cost, diversified starting point, avoiding the emotional traps that derail beginners, and building the habit of consistent, patient investing that serves you for decades. So don't wait until you have $1,000 to start investing, because the habit you build today with just $100 is worth far more than the extra money you'd have waited around to save.